Hello, are we
Hello.
live?
Are we? At
Yes,
least.
I think
Oh,
we're a bit late.
yes.
Okay, can somebody tell us if you can hear us?
Yes. Please let us know.
So we'll be waiting. Yeah, this is the first time we ever do live, so we have no idea what is happening and if
Oh,
anything is even working. Yes, yes,
yes. People are saying we're live.
yay!
Yay! That's so exciting.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, hello
oh
everyone.
my God.
Welcome to the live
Hello.
stream.
This is totally new to us. So again, bear with us.
Yes. All right. Well, to start with, tell us where you're from. Just like say hi in the
Yes.
chat and what you're planning to draw with us today, if you're planning to draw. If you're not, then no pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, no pressure, but we'd love to see. I mean, I don't even have a plan of what to draw. I just have an empty paper.
Yes, hi everyone from Chile and
Yay.
from Oxford.
Oh,
Wow.
that's so nice. Oh,
Yes. And
oh, that's so nice.
yeah, and we thought today we could share a bit about what our favorite art supplies are because we're both in our own
Yes.
homes now.
Yes, as you can see, we're not. We're doing a split screen here.
Yes, so each of us is coming from a different place, but we have all our stuff next to us. So we thought this could be a perfect
Yeah.
time to show you some of our favorite things we use to make art.
Yes. And then addition, because we finally get to like interact with you in real time, we would also love to like if you have any questions for us or just like chat with you. We really hope to do that, and we've been really looking forward to doing that.
Yes, yeah. So please ask us questions about like materials or anything, and or just like tell us anything. Okay, so there's Germany, uh, more Chile, or it's the same person. Yes, Santiago de Chile. Oh, nice. And then Suomi, Italy. Oh, so
Yes.
nice. It's so cool. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah. And then
that's
Henna is doing casual doodles. Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing also. Very casual.
yeah. I think yeah, same. I thought I might just paint some shapes like you sometimes do.
Yeah. Yes. And Joanna is working on a digital piece of their sister and plants. Mm,
Oh, that sounds perfect.
yeah.
Oh, and more people from Finland as well.
Yeah.
Oh, hi Valentina.
Hi. Yay. Okay, I'll start drawing.
Yes. Oh, should we also start sharing some art supplies right away? Maybe if you want to tell us what you're drawing with, and you can maybe talk about, because I guess it's one of your favorite art
Yes.
supplies.
So now I'm going to be using watercolors, and it's this set here. Yeah, also my camera is like I see myself kind of the wrong way, so now I'm moving things like the wrong way all the time. But yes, the Kuritake watercolor set. Now I don't even have to bring like a small amount. I can use the whole thing. And yeah,
All the beautiful
yes,
colors.
and that's so like at the moment that's my favorite thing to use. when painting. I mean, mostly like when I'm at home, when I'm on the go, I don't really bring this whole thing. Like sometimes I do, but mostly no. But yeah, I like in general, I like painting with watercolors the most. But yeah, this is like the best palette from my opinion at the moment because the colors are gorgeous.
That's nice. I can also show what I am working with. It's my very messy watercolor palette where I have like pan watercolors, and the pan watercolors are from this set. Um, well, if you can read this, then that's perfect. But this is the Saint Petersburg White Nights watercolors, and I think I have like a set of 24 or something, and I've just picked my favorite colors for my like watercolor palette. And these are my favorite watercolors. I also have the Kuretake set, and I really like it, but that has a like it feels completely different to paint with that, I think, than with these that are like more traditional watercolors.
Yeah.
And these kind of, I think the biggest difference for me is that with these you can mix a lot, but with the Kuretake, if you mix many colors, it doesn't usually work out as well. But those colors are like by themselves already are like super vibrant and beautiful and a lot more interesting. So it's kind of just like a how you want to paint, I guess. And sometimes I feel like painting one way or sometimes the other.
Yeah.
Okay. We also have some questions actually.
Yeah, let's go with the questions.
So Camilla is asking if we watched Hilda in Netflix, but I haven't watched it.
No, me
so I
neither.
can't.
Actually, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I was also thinking that I'm not sure I've even heard of it.
No, me neither.
So please let us know what it is and if would you recommend we watch it? Oh, also Ronja is saying that they're playing Animal Crossing, and right now I've been so I've been seeing so many people playing Animal Crossing, and it looks so cute. I've never played it, and I don't have a Nintendo Switch, but it looks adorable. It looks like the perfect thing to be doing right now.
Yeah. I actually also I even watched a YouTube video of somebody playing Animal Crossing today, and I've also seen a lot of people, and like a while ago, like me and my partner were considering getting a Nintendo Switch, but then we didn't. But now I'm again thinking about it because of Animal Crossing.
Yeah. I was looking at the prices as well.
Yeah.
But I'm not good at that. Also, Hedna is asking, how do you make sure you have energy for creative work? I was just talking with a friend how we both feel the importance of not burning yourself out to have that creative energy. Yes. I mean, that is very important. And oh my God, it's not like an easy question to answer, I think. And we've talked about it's kind of something we've maybe talked about on our podcast a little bit, like with our mental health and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think for me at least, I have to have a lot of time to do non-work related stuff and to kind of unwind, and I need a lot of time by myself and doing kind of things that are like escapist things, like kind of going into some other world. So I like to play video games for that, for example, or like going out in the nature, or like somehow something totally different.
Yeah.
Like I need a lot of time for that, I think.
But the question was, how do we make sure we have enough energy? Like I would say I don't always have enough energy for creating work.
True.
So like I guess kind of admitting sometimes that you don't have the energy. And I mean, of course, it depends on the project. Sometimes you have to do it whether you have the energy or not. So of course, yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah.
good to like in the long run to make sure that you also rest. You don't just work all the time, or like you create. You don't like create all the time. But also, it's good to kind of like admit to yourself that you can't create all the time. Like that it's
Yeah.
not. It's physically impossible. You also need to switch your attention to other things every now and then, and you
Yeah.
will also have like it's very up and down. Sometimes you feel very creative and inspired, and then other times you don't, and that's also okay. So maybe sometimes it's good to use that that time to do some other work that is not creative. So then when you do feel very creative or like very energetic to do something creative, then at least all of your boring work is done and you can spend that time doing creative work.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like actually there's not a lot of time in the day that I can be creative.
Yeah.
Like I can maybe do creative stuff for like a couple hours, but then like it's very draining and I like I mean, of course, a lot of the work that we do is like not creative. So, like you said, it's good to like switch between what you're doing. But like, I can't be creative for a whole day usually, or that's something like super rare.
Mm.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, but I think yeah, it's good to because I also noticed I was thinking about it recently and also actually like talking to a friend about it a lot that when your job is creative, you kind of feel that you already do what you like. You kind of already like your hobby is already your work, and then you sometimes make a mistake of not putting time to do other things that you like because you feel like you're already doing this thing that you like. But when it's
yeah,
work, it's actually very important to also remember that you need to do other things that you like that are not work. So like going to the
yes,
movies or I don't know, doing some sport or playing video games or board games with your friends or like all this stuff that like is not has nothing to do with your work. It's like it's very important to do that. And I made a mistake of
yeah,
not doing that almost at all because I felt like, okay, I really like to draw, so in my free time, I'm just gonna draw. I was like, yeah, no,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah, that's so true. It took me a while. Like when I started freelancing, it took me, I think the first year I was so like consumed with yeah, just drawing and trying to use all my time for like building my business and all of that. So I kind of forgot about it, but I've been getting a lot better like with it and I've noticed how important it is
mm,
to make time for that.
yeah, yeah. I hope that answered your question. Let's see. Well, Hannah was also saying that playing is a good way to forget about work. Yes. Yeah, and that is like it needs a lot of focus. Yeah, I really also like to do things that need a lot of focus. That's kind of like watching movies that are very like when I watch movies or TV shows, I like them to be very captivating and stuff so that I can actually forget about everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, and then Ronya is saying, I think that is about Nintendo Switch. Yes, yes, I think it's price.
Oh, oh
I think
yeah.
it's pricey, but you can't put a price on happiness.
I mean, can't argue with
Yeah.
that.
Okay, and the question is, do you play something different you could recommend? Games always kickstart my creativity. Anyone else feel that?
I have a lot of games I could recommend. I think I talked about them in our like one of our episodes also, um, but I'm like a huge fan of The Sims, and I've been playing that like since the first one came out. But lately, like I've been super into playing Borderlands 3, which is like a very not the most typical game, I guess you would associate with a person like me, because it's like a first person shooter, but it takes place in this like sci-fi what do you call this? Like post-apocalyptic, horrible place. But it's like this very humorous and very like it has this sci-fi, all these sci-fi like storylines and everything. It's like so immersive because it's this whole world with all these different things. So I've been like I think within the first weekend when I got it, that was like a week ago. I think I played like 20 hours in 3 days or something.
Wow.
That was my way of coping with the world right now. So I've been I mean, yeah, and I don't play any other like first person shooters, so even if you're not a fan of those, I don't know, you might like it, but it's been working perfectly for me at least.
Yeah, I haven't really I haven't been playing anything, even though I've been I really wanted to, but then I haven't really had the energy to actually choose what to play and do the steps to actually start playing. But I just watch people play on YouTube, and yeah, Animal Crossing is what I watch now. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, as I as I said on the podcast, I like to play race games mostly.
Oh yeah, true. You're in your race games.
Yeah. But yeah, I haven't actually played a race game on anything bigger than a phone in a while, so I actually don't even know. Maybe maybe I don't even
There are phone racing games? Sorry. There are phone racing games?
And you steer with your phone. You hold your phone and you steer like this. It's fun.
Oh, it sounds cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So could we race together on the phone?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there are some I'm pretty sure there should be some some games that are how do you call it? That you can connect.
Yeah. Multiplayer. Yeah. Okay, we should look into it. I could race you, even if I'm not a fan of them generally, but it would be fun with another person. So.
Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to say if there's anyone who joined later that you can ask us questions in the chat and also tell us where you're from and what you're drawing, if you're drawing. Do you want to share something else about your favorite supplies?
Sure. Well, I could talk about because I'm now talking about, or we talked about watercolors.
Actually, I have something else about watercolors.
Okay, yes.
I've also been really into these tube watercolors lately. The ones from the same brand that Mia is using. These White Nights, St. Petersburg White Nights. No, the wrong way. Oh my god, this is so difficult. Yes, but tube ones, and this is the first kind of tube watercolors I've ever used. I haven't used tube watercolors before, but I really like these. They're really nice.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice. Okay, yeah. I thought I could share my favorite paper, watercolor paper as well. It's the Arches watercolor paper, and I like the cold press one. But I'm actually trying to find now a replacement for this because someone informed me that this is actually not vegan, which I hadn't even thought of because it's paper, but I guess it's the glue or something in the process makes it non-vegan. So I'm gonna use up my stores, but if you have any favorite watercolor papers that you really like, I would love to hear some recommendations actually.
Yeah. I don't really have favorite watercolor paper. I pretty much use anything. But also
Yeah.
I've never used any fancy papers, so I might, like, if I did, I might change my mind. But now I just use some,
Yeah.
like, well, usually are like the ones that are grainy, are they cold pressed?
Yeah.
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 I've used some of those hot pressed, the ones that are really smooth, but it's a bit, at least with these Kuretake watercolors, the smooth ones don't work that well. But
Yeah.
also, like, this paper that I'm using now is it's pretty smooth, but it's not like as smooth. But this one is this Russian brand, this Max Goods.
Oh yeah. I've tried their like marker
Yeah,
paper,
they
I
have pretty
think.
good papers. So I mean, I'm happy with this sketchbook, but this is more like, for me, this is more for a sketchbook. Like, I wouldn't maybe use this same paper for like a client or like a portrait project. Like, if I do a
Yeah.
portrait or like some projects for a customer, then I use a bit more expensive paper. But still, it's like it's always different. I just look at papers in the store and see what I like. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the Arches one is like the only like professional or fancy one that I've tried, which is probably why I like it. I haven't tried any of the other ones, but there's actually this. Well, now I don't know it or I don't remember it, of course, but there's like this blog where they have listed all the vegan art supplies. So they
Oh,
had like a
nice.
list of watercolor papers, for example. So like next time I run out of watercolor paper, I'm gonna go through
Oh,
that list
yeah.
and try and order
Oh,
something.
can you send me a link to that list?
But that's very cool. Yes, I can send you, and I can also like add it in the like add the link to this live
Yes.
stream after
Yes.
we're done streaming because I think it might be interesting for
Yeah.
someone else too.
Okay, let's see the
There is
chat.
a question actually.
Do you want to read it?
Oh yes, yeah. There. Um, so the slushy brain is asking if there are any art supplies we're really uncomfortable with or don't like to use. For me, it's watercolor because I can't really control it very well and I haven't practiced much.
Ah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Sorry, I just remembered which ones and I started laughing. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think for me, maybe something like oils is like something I'm not very familiar with and also probably don't have the patience for. Like I've tried them. I went to this um, like a hobby group when I was younger, like an art hobby group, and there we painted with oils. And I've tried it a few times as an adult as well, but I hate waiting for the paint to dry. And also I'm not such a fan of a lot of layers and all of that. So I think that's and like just painting in general with any of those like yeah like oils or acrylics I'm not really like comfortable with. Like I like the look of them when other people use it, but personally I don't know how.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure which one would be my like least favorite. I've never used oils, so I don't really know about that. But the something that I've tried and still hasn't found a way to be friends with are these Molotov markers.
Oh
Like, I really like the
yeah.
idea of them, and I really want to like to be able to use these. Like, I feel like I should be the person who likes these because I really like the colors. I like that they're vibrant, and
Yeah.
I like that it's like paint that I guess it's like acrylic. Yeah, it's acrylic paint inside a marker, and I really like. Yeah, I really like the colors and how like it's paint, but you draw with it like with a pen. But I don't know. These always they break my paper. They like splatter all around. I always like if I use this for like 15 minutes, there are like red stains all over my floor and my table and my clothes. Like I don't I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but these don't work for me for some reason. Yeah.
Yeah, true. I really also wanted to like them, and I because my partner had some when I like, and I've tried those. But for me, they always, yeah, like the felt tip starts kind of breaking down, and then it leaves this little stuff on the paper, and or maybe it's the I'm not sure. Maybe it's the paper that's breaking down. But yeah, it never looks as nice because I know like, well, for example, you, Valentina, you use them like so beautifully, and you create these really like smooth color surfaces, and it all looks like so crisp and perfect. And I love the look of that, and but I haven't been able to do that ever.
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe they just take some practice.
Yeah, I've been thinking if I should try the Posca ones that Valentina you use, because maybe those are better. I don't know.
Oh yeah, true. They're different.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I mixed them up.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I've been thinking like maybe those are better, or maybe it's just like I have bad luck with acrylic markers in general. I don't know.
Mm.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, henna is also not comfortable with watercolor and painting in general.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like with painting, I'm still like I feel like I have a long way to go, but somehow I still enjoy it a lot. Like I still am way more natural with like a pencil or a marker or something, but I don't know, painting is like so nice.
Yeah, there's something really relaxing about it, I think.
Yeah, but also I get it if it's like not comfortable for some people because it's definitely like challenging in many ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Georgina says thanks for all the info on the supplies. And their favorite watercolor paper is the Canson XL watercolor paper. And they think it's vegan.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
And they know the blog that you talked about, and it's Vegan Wumble.
Oh, okay. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
So for the
That's
rest of you,
perfect.
write it down.
Yes.
Okay, Ronja
Vegan
is
Wumble.
asking if we have any tips to digitize watercolor painting. It's so hard to get the effect and colors right.
Mm. Do you mean like when you scan in your watercolor paintings and what you do then, or do you mean like to paint digitally but make it look like watercolor?
Oh, I understand that it means like that you have a painting that is watercolor and then you make it digital, so like
Okay.
scan or photograph or something.
Okay. Yes. Oh, do you have like a way you like to do it?
Well, honestly, no. I mean, I just scan it and then kind of do something in Photoshop until it looks nice. Like yeah, it kind of makes the yeah, it doesn't always yeah, I'm not always 100% happy with it, and I never do it for like a product or for a customer or anything. So if I drew a painting in watercolor and I want to make it like a postcard or something, I'll usually take a photograph of it and draw it again digitally.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, I've actually made like quite a few products from my watercolor paintings, so I've like done a lot of digitizing of them. So what I like to do is I scan them first. I have a pretty basic scanner, but I bought this scanning software. It's called Silvercast, and it's like 100 euros or something, and that makes a huge difference for scanning. Like you can make all these adjustments to it that you can't with just very basic scanning software. So I already like to fiddle a bit with the levels and stuff before I scan it. But then in Photoshop, I actually use these, what are they called? Sasha, what are the things called, like, not a clipping mask, but are they just masks that you use in Photoshop to kind of hide parts of the image or then show parts of the image? Like you draw with a brush in white or black?
Yeah,
and it either
it's a
shows.
mask.
Okay. So, yes. So with masks, I kind of go around the edges of the painting. So I like, what I do is I make a layer underneath the painting layer that is just, I fill it with white. So it's like paper white. And then on the painting layer, I create a mask and I kind of make it so that it only shows the part of the painting but hides the paper. And then with a brush, I go around the edges so the edges get very crisp, because when you scan the edge of the paint and paper is never crisp. So I kind of do that. And that like it makes the biggest difference. And then in the end, I still like fiddle with levels and stuff, or sometimes the color balance and stuff. But I think like with the masks, I kind of finesse it or like make it ready to be printed and stuff. That makes like the biggest difference.
Oh, that's really interesting.
I hope that made any sense. It seems a bit like difficult to explain it in words.
Yeah,
but
I think if like for someone who uses Photoshop, I think you explained well. And like this is interesting because I never asked you how you do it either. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yes. That works.
Okay. Now Elena or Elena. Anyway, I'm sorry with the names, but Mia. Elena says, Mia, I recommend Hanemühle bamboo mixed with bamboo mixed media paper. It's vegan and they're using it.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Yes, I will check that out too. At least I've heard that a lot of people use this Hanemühle, and it's more like one of these fancier ones, so that sounds really great.
Yeah. Okay, a question from Matilde. I've been meaning to open my online shop, but I haven't got many followers on Instagram. How many did you have when you launched yours, if you remember? Well, I can tell you, I think I launched my Etsy shop before there was Instagram. So there you go.
See?
I had zero, and I had no idea what Instagram is.
Wow, that's so cool. You were like before I mean, of course, social media was already in existence, but like, because now it's on Instagram mostly.
Or
so
I mean, maybe Instagram was already there, but at least I wasn't using Instagram.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like I had any sales. But you can still like open your shop. I mean, I don't know, but I think it's okay also to not have followers and kind of grow gradually.
Yeah.
What about you, Mia?
I'm trying to think. I think I might have had around 10,000 or maybe a bit under. But I had a few, like maybe like 5 to 10,000, somewhere between there. But again, like I feel like that's very individual. Like I know a lot of people who have like under 1,000, for example, and still like they sell online like just fine. So it's not all about that. Definitely.
Yeah. Of course it helps.
I mean, of course it helps.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and like it depends on your resources on what you sell. Like, of course, if you like order 1,000 books from a printing house and you invest a lot of money into it, of course it's good to have some kind of like understanding of how many you're gonna sell and how fast. But if you're starting small, I think like even selling a little by little and just adding as you go is also okay. So of course it depends.
Yeah, that's true. And I think like I would definitely say like you don't have to wait for a certain amount of followers before you should like that you should have before you launch. Like definitely like if you want to sell your things online, you should just try it out.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Um, there's a question about colored pencils, but we are going. Should we go now to colored pencils then?
Sure. Yes,
Okay.
we
Well,
can.
the question is about what is a good paper for colored pencils.
Oh, I've used all kinds of papers, I think, and I'm not sure I have a favorite, but something pretty smooth.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so too. Smooth and maybe not too thin.
Yeah, true. Because I like to like color sometimes very heavily, so if the paper is thin, then it might tear or something.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't have any brand in mind either. Maybe someone in the chat
Yeah.
has a favorite paper for colored pencils.
Mm.
But what are your favorite colored pencils?
Yes, so I can show you quickly from my collection. Oh my god, I'm dropping these on the table. But I have the Faber-Castell Polychromos, and I love these. Again, these are the only like professional level colored pencils that I've used, but I've been like super happy with them. They're like really creamy and pigmented, and the color range is amazing. They have like so many colors, and yeah, I really love them. I don't really draw so much just with colored pencils. I mean, sometimes I do, but I mostly use them with watercolors, like to add details after I painted, or sometimes like with gouache or like kind of mixed media style more than just the pencils.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I use the same ones. I mean, I have some. I don't have a lot of colored pencils. I started buying them at some point, but then I kind of realized, yeah, that also I don't really like drawing like a whole piece with just colored pencils. So like I don't have a lot, but yeah, I have these same ones that you mentioned, the Faber-Castell Polychromos, and then I also have a little set of these. What are they? Oh, these are by Sakura. Design
Oh.
color? I'm not sure. They look like this. Yeah, and then they have the colors here. So I really like how they look because they are this wooden kind of color, and then the colors here. They're really pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really pretty
and
design.
yeah, these are like quite colorful and creamy also, and they are a bit more like dry than, or like I don't know how, like a bit less creamy than polychromos, but still very nice for drawing. But yeah, I pretty much use color pencils sometimes just like for to experiment, or I always use them to sketch. I like,
Oh yeah, true. I also use them for
yeah, because
sketching.
then the paint looks much nicer over a color pencil sketch than over like a, what is it called, like this kind of regular pencil sketch to
Yeah,
me. So I usually use this blue,
true.
yeah, this tiny now because I've used it so much. But yeah, this light blue or like light ultramarine Faber-Castell is like my go-to sketch pencil. But yeah, or sometimes,
That's so cool because my go-to is like this reddish orange
yeah,
one, and yours is this cool light blue.
yeah,
It like again shows our color
yeah,
palette.
yeah.
I mean, I also have the light blue for when I'm doing like more plants
Mm,
stuff. So sometimes I do the plants with that one, but
yeah.
mostly I use this pinky, peachy thing.
Mm, mm. Yeah. Or sometimes just for fun, I like I will I will sketch with the red one, or I will generally just like draw with pencils just to like experiment or something, but never like any serious piece or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so
Okay.
Valentina, our acrylic marker person, is saying
Yeah.
that there's a huge difference between different acrylic markers, and they have tried so many of them that are so bad. For the Posca markers are, for me, Posca markers are the one of the only ones that work. Okay.
Mm,
Okay, yeah, I want to try the Posca markers then.
yeah. Georgina is also asking if we have any tips for people just starting out with digital art on an iPad, and also if we have any brush recommendations. I actually don't have any. Well, I draw in Procreate on the iPad, which is the app you also use and a lot of illustrators use. And I actually only have the default brushes, so I have not experimented because I know there's like a lot of brushes available, but I only have what came with Procreate so far.
Yeah.
Have you tried any of the like
No.
download?
Yeah, I've been wanting to. I have like a couple
Mm,
ones that I want to try, but I haven't yet. But yeah,
yeah.
I kind of, if anybody in the chat has any brush packs that they really enjoy, like please um, let us know. So I think it would be very nice
Yeah.
to
Yes.
see like who, like what are the recommendations. But
Yeah.
as for tips to start with digital illustration, um, wait, how was it? Yeah, starting out with digital art. Well, honestly, like I only started with digital art. Well, actually, no. I did digital art on the computer before I got iPad, but I didn't like to draw on the computer at all. I have the
Mm.
what is it? What is it called? The drawing tablet?
Yeah. Drawing
Yeah.
tablet.
I have
Yeah.
that, but I never really learned to like draw with it. I really like to use it for like photo editing, but for drawing,
Mm.
like yeah, we never became friends. So the
Yeah,
only
kind of the same story.
yeah. So before iPad, like the only way I did digital illustration was also like draw it on paper first and then scan it or like take a photo, and then in Illustrator I would just like kind of make it again in Adobe Illustrator
Mm.
with like curves and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
but with the iPad, I would say if you already draw on paper, you just get Procreate and start drawing. It's so easy. It's so natural. It's really nice. Yeah, like I fell
Yeah.
in love with
Well, it,
digital illustration after I got iPad because it was just so smooth.
yeah,
Such
same.
a smooth transition from paper.
Yeah. Although, like, the first few things that I drew were obviously very kind of, I felt very clumsy, and they look very different, like, from what I'm doing now. But I think I learned, like, very quickly, kind of, what I like, and because it's also like so easy to experiment, I think, digitally, because there's no fear of kind of ruining it,
Mm.
because you can redo everything or remove everything, and you can move things around, which makes it like perfect for kind of creating more like sceneries or scenes or things with like more elements than just the one.
Yeah.
So I think it gives a lot of freedom for that. But I do have some favorite Procreate brushes that I like to use.
Mm.
But I'm not, I think I have to check really quickly because I can't remember the names. I have my iPad right here because it's also one of my favorite drawing tools. So
Yeah.
let me see.
Yeah, I don't have my iPad here. I'm not sure where it even is. So Yeah, I unfortunately can't check for my favorite ones.
Well, I really like dry ink for lining. It's this slightly textured ink,
Mm.
which I really like. And I also use bonobo chalk a lot for texture because it gives this kind of grainy look. So I usually, the way I work digitally, I kind of paint areas in a color, and I do that for the entire picture, that like everything is filled with some color, and then in the end I just go in with bonobo chalk, just selecting that one color and kind of go over and shade it with this bonobo chalk. So that's how I like to do. So those two are like my favorites.
Yeah,
But I don't do like a lot of, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I use dry ink also quite a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, I also use this like just a simple one that you draw shapes with, the monoline or something. Yeah, I often like draw shapes with that and then just fill it, and then I will go over with some texture, like either a pencil or this drying, or yeah, sometimes also this bonobo chalk or something that I like the texture of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Should I read the next question?
Yes, please do.
Let's see. Okay, well, Ronja is just saying in reply to your scanner question that they didn't know that there's scanning softwares. Yeah, I didn't know either. I mean, I might have heard about it, but I didn't really consider them before.
Yeah, I originally got it because I wanted to scan my film photography, like the films. So that's why I originally got it. But it's really nice with scanning drawings as well.
Okay. Inka Ruska says hello, and they're going to start working on an illustration for an art challenge called Sober.
Oh,
wow, nice.
Okay, I haven't heard of that.
Me neither.
But I should check.
Yeah. Good luck, and let us know what, like, once you know what the illustration is going to be about. Let us know what you're making. Yes, and Matilda says they needed reassuring words from us, so yay. Yes, looking forward to see your online shop.
Yes.
Okay, then Marshmallow Pie 42 is asking what are we drawing?
Such a cute name, first of all.
Yes. Well, I'm just filling my paper with leaves.
Oh, that looks so pretty.
And the colors. Oh. I'm so confused with these sides. Yeah, the colors are kind of moving into each other.
Oh, yeah, it looks so pretty.
And
I was so. Yeah, please continue.
I'm using the Kuretake watercolors. Yes, go ahead.
I was feeling so kind of nervous, I think, from the last year that I already finished my first one, and it's like super messy and clumsy, but I just painted also like some leaves all over and some red flowers.
Oh, so cute.
But I don't want to show it too close. But then I started already working on my second one. These are both with watercolors, and I'm not sure how well you can see this because it's like a sketch with the colored pencil, but it's a lady, and I just painted her skin. But
yeah.
I will show you more when I have more.
Yeah, well, but so cool, you already finished. I'm not even halfway there.
Yeah, well, that's because you're working like a bit more carefully. I just kind of rushed it, but it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's cute.
It's still nice.
Okay, next.
Yeah, Elena is
Yeah.
saying that they also use Faber-Castell polychromos and that they are also vegan,
Oh,
which
good
is
to
good to
know.
know.
Yeah. Yeah, I also still haven't learned to check the art supplies for being vegan. I mean, except for brushes. Like, I know that brushes use animal hair, so
Yeah,
those I check, but other stuff, I didn't really think
yeah,
about it before.
yeah. I also kind of, yeah, some things it's like harder to kind of remember that they can be
Yeah.
non-vegan. So it's really, thank you so much, everyone, for sharing your vegan information
Yeah,
with
yeah.
us.
Very useful.
Yes. Okay, Ronja also has a totally random question.
That's good.
Oatly, Oatly slowly becoming bigger here, but we still just get their milk and cream. Do you use it, and which is your favorite product from them or other vegan brand? Yeah, I use Oatly, and I love the e-cafe, the like barista milk. I use it in my coffee every day.
Yeah, I love Oatly everything, pretty much. I use the barista coffee milk a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and then I really like the what is it? Like kind of like a sour cream, this black round.
Yeah, the creme
Yeah,
fraiche
yeah,
type thing. Mm. Yes, same. I love it so
yeah,
much. It's like perfect for like dips or just like adding into a lot of foods, like to some soup.
yeah.
You add
I
like a little
oftentimes like if I have
sour
like
cream.
rice with beans or something, I'll just put like a bunch of it next to it and
Mm.
just have it kind of like a this side thing. Because also
Yeah.
as a kid, because I grew up in Russia, as a kid we used a lot of like sour cream in Russian food, and like I kind of miss
Yeah.
eating sour cream, and all the other vegan options they were not really like sour cream. They would be kind of more like yogurt or stuff like that. So this is like the closest to this the proper sour cream that
Oh, nice.
like that I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also like
Yeah, it's
yeah.
amazing.
Also Oatly ice cream, the salty
Yeah.
caramel one is so
Oh my God,
good.
that is so good. And it's so much cheaper than the other like fancy flavor ice
Yes.
creams,
Yes. And
which
then
is a huge
the
plus
cream
as well.
cheese from Oatly, the pomakan.
Mm.
Well, the classic
Yes.
one is nice, but I especially like the red one. I think it's like sun-dried tomatoes and
Mm.
basil or something like that. Anyway, the red cream cheese,
Yeah.
really good.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I had some at your house the last time
Mm.
I was there.
Yeah, we always have some to like put on bread. We always like put vegan cream cheese and then some vegan sliced cheese on top. That's like my
Oh,
favorite way to eat bread. Yeah.
yum. Yeah.
But what about like other? Do you have some other vegan brands that you like?
Oh my God. I feel like in Finland we're like really spoiled. We have like so much selection here, which is like super nice. So I think I have like a lot of favorites, but what brands? Well, there are some Finnish ones that I really like. There's this Josa, which makes like these really nice, they're like yogurts, but they're kind of different from other yogurts. They're not like this really creamy yogurt, they're more like this fresh. I don't know, it's hard to
Yeah, it's
explain.
something in between
But
porridge and yogurt.
yeah, maybe, because it's like oat based as
Mm.
well, but it has more of this like, yeah, it's like more yeah, it's less creamy.
Mm.
It's more this kind of jelly,
Yeah,
which does not sound appetizing necessarily, but it's really, really good.
yeah. Yeah, and now the Syosa also started making these oat blocks.
Oh
Yeah, and
yeah, they're like tofu.
they're kind of like tofu, but they're a little bit different texture and a little bit different taste, but they're like very similar, and you can use them
Yeah,
in like similar ways. Yeah,
yeah,
they're really nice.
yeah. That's really good. It's like super flavorful because if you buy like plain tofu, you kind of have to season it a lot. I mean, I love plain tofu, but you know, you can't, or at least I don't like it just plain.
Yeah.
So, but these oat block, you don't like it already tastes good.
Yeah.
So that's like really nice. That it's
Yeah.
really
And
nice
also I think it's good like for those who are allergic to soy, but like you still want
Yes.
to make something with kind of like that is with tofu. That is very nice because it's oat based also. Yeah, we have a lot of oat stuff here in Finland. Like,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, a lot of oat grows here.
yeah,
So.
yeah, and I really like it. Like, I mean, I really like soy, but also it's kind of cool to have
Yeah.
like so much vegan food that is made with some grain that like grows here.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah, Valentina also loves Yosa oat block.
Yes.
Yeah, and that it has
Yeah, if you. Oh,
it
sorry.
has like very nice, almost cheesy flavor.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Oh, and Marshmallow Pie 42 has a hard time finding good vegan chocolates where they live.
Mm,
Yeah, actually,
yeah.
I struggle with that too. But so far in Finland, like my favorite has been this iChoc.
Yeah. Those are nice, and you can like even find them in some grocery stores because a lot of the special chocolate you have to go to like some special shop
Yeah,
to buy. But we find like at our local grocery store, which is really
yeah,
nice.
yeah, and you might be able to find some of those online.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I think is that like a German? At least I bought some in Germany,
Mm.
so I know that it's at least available um, there as well. But then I also really like this. I think this, what is it called? This Nirvana chocolate. I guess that's like the flavor name, but what is the brand? Do you know this? It's this orange chocolate. It's like sold at this vegan shop.
I'm not sure,
Let
but
me.
is it kind of like milk chocolate or is it dark?
Yeah, it's like milk chocolate, and it's
Oh,
kind of this maybe like this nougat chocolate kind of.
ooh.
It's like super super creamy.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not
gonna
sure
check
if
it
I've
here.
tried it. Yeah, but yeah, because I don't really like dark chocolate, so finding
Mm.
vegan chocolate has been
Okay. Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah. So this chocolate is called Nirvana, like
Yeah,
Nirvana, but with a
W.
W, and it's by Rapunzel.
Ooh,
I think it's a German chocolate brand. So, but you can get it here. So I guess you can also maybe get it in other places or
mm.
online as well. That's
Yeah,
really good. And then this Vego or Vigo,
yeah,
that one's super nice,
yeah.
right?
That one is nice, but
We've had,
also it's a bit like I can't have a lot of it. It's very sweet.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But it mostly comes in those
Mm,
bars, right? So it's
mm,
not like
mm.
super portion. Yeah.
Yeah, but there was some chocolate I think I've tried in the Netherlands. Because I remember I was talking
Mm.
about some chocolate that was vegan, but to me it like was the closest you could get to this Fasersininen,
Oh.
which is this
Oh.
classic Finnish chocolate that is not vegan, but that is really good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like this super, super creamy milk chocolate.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I've been trying to replace that
yeah,
also. I mean, yeah, I haven't had it since I became vegan, but I really want to find something that's as close to it
yeah.
as
But I think
possible.
I found something that was really close. But now I don't even remember. Like
Oh,
I only remember this feeling that I was like, okay, this is the closest you could get.
Sasha,
But now I'm like,
no!
where did I even get it? What was it? I don't know.
You have to remember.
Or was it maybe it was something I got on that Christmas market? I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah. Those were actually really
Mm,
good. But those were like kind of handmade chocolates because I also got some for
yeah.
Christmas. Oh, yeah. So if you're ever in Finland, or I mean, if you're in Estonia and in Tallinn, there is this amazing chocolate shop. They make the best chocolate in the world that I've tasted. It's this completely vegan chocolate shop. I think it's called something Bear.
Yeah, it's Bear. Yeah, it's like Karutalu. So I think it's Bear's house.
Yeah. So they make like, it's all vegan, and they make like Snickers and Bounty, and there are all these like huge chunks of handmade chocolate, and in these really amazing flavors, and it's just like super creamy, and they have like a lot of like milky, creamy chocolates, and with all these special flavors. It's so nice.
And it's very affordable. At least for us when we travel there.
Yeah, true. So highly recommend if you're ever in Tallinn, in Estonia. And sometimes they have a pop-up in Helsinki as well, which is super nice. So we get to have some, at least like during the Christmas they did. So maybe in some time like that. Oh my god, now I really want some chocolate.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Valentina says that Lidl has a super nice chili dark chocolate. Also, I hope Valentina, you don't mind that we are using your name, because your your username here is different, but because we know Valentina personally, we are right away like. Yes, actually, Valentina is a member of our real life Helsinki Drawing Club. So that's where we met her.
Yes. And she's like a super talented designer and illustrator, and she makes also like weaves things.
Yeah.
And makes handicrafts and stuff. Very amazing. You should check out her Instagram, where she uses the same name that she uses in the chat. The slushy brain.
Okay. Okay, now from Elena. Sorry for this change of subject. When did you decide to register as a freelancer at the tax office? I find it so difficult to decide when the time has come.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was before I started, like, opened my online shop. So I actually took this course because I was unemployed at the time. So the unemployment agency actually, like, they arranged this course about becoming an entrepreneur, and I knew that I wanted to be an illustrator. So I took this course, and then I applied for this startup grant, which we have here in Finland, which is super amazing, which basically means you get like a kind of a basic income for 6 months, and you can apply for it again. So in total, I got that for a year. So I kind of felt, so yeah, when they approved that, I felt secure enough to then try it out, because I knew that I would be okay for the first year. And that was like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah. How did you know that it was the time, like, to do it?
Well, so like I said, I had graduated from the university, and I was unemployed for a while, and I did like an internship type thing, like where I worked for you.
Yeah.
So we did all kinds of creative stuff together, and then I took like also did some more business side of things for you. And of course we were already friends, so I was like very inspired by you doing your thing and being a creative entrepreneur. And I just felt like it was the right time. I just felt like if I really wanna try it. Yeah, I don't really know. I just felt it. And like with this grant thing, it didn't feel super risky to try.
Yeah.
So that was like a big help.
Yeah. Yeah, I would
How
say
about you?
for me it's the same, that it was this, like, because we have this startup grant, it kind of didn't feel very risky. But yeah, I think I
Yeah.
was like, after I finished like my higher education, I was like unemployed for some time, and I didn't really know like what to do with my life. Like where should
Yeah.
I even work, or like what should I even do? And yeah, but I was already creative, so I did consider like kind of being a freelance, like creative freelancer. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't think like right away I really wanted to start my own business. But then I remember, like, I think for me the turning point was when the unemployment office told me that I should go to this course where they teach you how to find a job. And I had to go
Mm-hmm.
to this course because I like, you have to do what the unemployment office tells you to do, otherwise you don't get your unemployment benefit. So I went to that course, and like it was really nice. Like the people there were really nice, but from that course I realized that like there's no way I can ever do this to find a job. Like it was just the whole process that they thought was so complicated, and like I have social anxiety, so like all the things that they listed that we need to do, I was like, no, I can't do this. No, I can't do this. No. And then in the end of this course, I kind of felt like, okay, I'm never gonna find a job, because all these things, like, it was supposed to make it sound easy. Like, okay, you just do all these things,
Yeah.
and eventually you will find a job. And for me, it was like, oh my god, this is what you need to do. No, 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 no. So I think in the end of I
Yeah.
even remember I mentioned to like those teachers who were teaching it, like they were kind of interviewing us in the end. And I mentioned that I'm considering starting a business, and they were like, yeah, maybe you should first find some job and then like go part time and then like slowly kind of incorporate your own business. I was like, no, no, I'm just starting my own business. So after that, I like right away I went to them. Like we also have this organization that kind of helps people start new businesses. So I right away like got a consultation, and they helped me with this like business plan and applying for this startup grant.
Mm, yeah, same here.
Yeah, so that was like how I felt that now is the time, because I kind of felt that that's the only option I have. So yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and I had the similar feeling. And we actually talked in one of our episodes, like about this also, like how we both ended up
Mm-hmm.
doing
Yeah.
this. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know how like that is very personal. So I don't know how it helps like for you to know how
Yeah.
it like it really depends on your like your financial situation and stuff.
Yeah, if you're like unemployment agency or some agency in your country offers some like resources or even like some grant or anything, which I don't know.
Yeah. But at least if you're in Finland, like go to like get a consultation from one of those. At least like the one in Helsinki is this Yritys Helsinki, or no, I think now it's this new CO Helsinki. Anyway, some kind of like
Mm.
city organization. I think in Finland, like the bigger cities at least have them, that help
Mm.
um, new entrepreneurs, and they're free. Like their services are free. At least you can get like a certain amount of their services for free. So you can just get your first consultation and even like see what you need to do. Is your business idea like possible, or like what kind of calculations you need to do before you can start and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, because like registering all that stuff, it seems like really scary, and all the things you need to like,
Yeah, super
yeah,
complicated.
like you need to have all these calculations and all, and like I remember when I saw first like all these things that I needed to fill out with all the calculations, I was like, I have no idea what this stuff is. But then when I got this consultation, they kind of like they really helped me understand what this stuff is and what they need for like application for the startup grant. So yeah, if like where you live, if there are any kind of services from the city or from the government that help new entrepreneurs, then like please use them. Even though they might sound scary, it's like, oh, it's like for entrepreneurs, and I'm not even like starting anything big, so it might seem overwhelming, and like, or maybe it might seem that it's not for you. But I think like usually those people are experts and they know about all kinds of different businesses.
Yeah, yeah, that's a really good advice.
Yeah. Oh, Jennifer is here. Hi, Jennifer.
Oh, hey, Jenny.
Okay, and more people are talking about chocolate.
Oh, nice.
It's Marabou Premium Eco Dark Chocolate, 70% is good, but I haven't been able to find it anywhere. Aww. Marabou Premium Eco. Okay. I want to check.
Oh, should we talk about some more art
Yes.
supplies? We actually mentioned markers
Oh,
before,
yes. Let's talk
so
markers.
I could share some of my favorite markers, um, which are these ones, Copic markers. So markers are like an alcohol-based, or like these are alcohol-based markers, and they kind of, I can even show you like an example. Oh, you also have them.
Yes,
Nice.
I'm holding up the same ones because I use the same ones.
Okay, I want to find like an example of how they look real quick. Okay. Okay, there's a weird shadow here, but they like give this even color surface kind of, which I really like. And I like to use them together with like a liner, but I kind of use minimal line work usually with markers. And what I really like about these markers is that you can buy these refill bottles. So they're like more eco-friendly. You don't have to like keep purchasing like it over and over. You can refill them, and you can also get the nibs, like replace the nibs as well. So that's really nice. And they have also like an amazing color selection. They have like so many colors. And I think I went a little overboard when I first started using markers. I like within the first year, I think I went from like 4 markers to I haven't counted how many I have, but I have like definitely over 40.
Wow.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a phase where I only used these markers. Nowadays I don't use them as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also like
Yeah.
I think this is, I also have dust. Yeah, see, I don't really use them.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if this is my whole collection or if I have more somewhere. I have something here. Yeah, I have like my favorite colors with refills in here, so I can like take them with.
Nice.
And this is like the rest of them. So I don't have like that many, but this is enough for. Yeah, like generally, I mean, you've probably seen that my illustrations are like super minimal in the amount of colors. So I don't, like when I buy new art supplies, I don't really buy them in like that many colors, except for
Yeah.
watercolors.
Yeah, I feel like with markers, like you said, like I've also not drawn with them that much. I feel like digital art has kind of replaced them for me a
Yeah.
bit because they're like more similar than, for example, like watercolor versus digital art. Like the way I like to draw digitally and the way I like to draw with markers is more, they're kind of pretty
Yeah.
similar. So I think that's what happened
True.
to me.
Yeah. But yeah, I really like how like alcohol-based markers, they have this really nice texture that is like, it's kind of similar to
Yeah.
watercolor in a way that it kind of like floats, but also it's more stable. Like watercolor is way more random, but still it has a bit of this
Mm.
flowy, I don't know. Yeah, but also on different papers, it can get this very nice textures, like kind of this porous looking, like really pretty textures.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I really love that. Those are my favorite papers to use with marker where it gives these white spots.
Mm.
Uh, that happens with this, for example, which is one of my favorites to use with markers. It's the Midori Notebook Cotton, and this is an A5. It's a Japanese brand, I think, and I bought this in Japan, but you can get this online as well. But well, I can't really show you in webcam quality how it looks, but here the texture of the markers really shows beautifully. It's not perfect paper in that I have to use this weird thing like under each page so that it doesn't bleed through. These are pretty thin pages, but the texture more than makes up for
Mm.
it.
Yeah, it looks really pretty. Yeah, I'm not sure if I have. Yeah, I don't really have a favorite paper for anything. Like I'm always trying
Mm.
something. I mean, I think this. Yeah, maybe this. This is this Lehturm notebook. So I think I've been
Oh,
mostly using
nice.
this for markers. Oh, there's unfinished markers painting. Yeah, this is. But yeah, of course it like bleeds through like the previous page, so I always have to still put like empty paper in between, and I can only draw on one side, and on the other side there is like a back of another drawing. But yeah,
Yeah, that happens with
this
my
paper
paper.
has been like pretty nice to use with markers. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually bought one of those, but I haven't. Maybe it was already like a year ago or something, but I still have so many unfinished sketchbooks that I haven't wanted to start
Yeah,
trying that one
yeah,
out. Yes,
yeah,
but it's next on my list.
yeah. I think I don't even know when I started this sketchbook, but it's been a while. Yeah, I think this is. Yeah, I know. This is Inktober, like 2018. So
Oh,
yeah, I'm not
nice.
even like halfway through because I haven't been painting with markers much. And yeah, I think somewhere here I also tried the Molotov acrylic markers, and then I just stopped like mid painting because I just couldn't do it anymore.
Oh,